Well, I'm outside the Prince of Wales, in the capital city of Wales, Cardiff, where I've been to a most interesting court hearing with this gentleman who is not Welsh. But what are you? Introduce yourself.
Well, don't tell anybody, but my mother was a Morgan, and my dear mother is the direct relation to that pirate. And I believe his brother was the Jersey bailiff in his time.
He was the governor.
Governor.
Of course, in those days, the pirates were the aristos. So you're descended from piratical aristos.
And
what I'm interested to know, Maurice, this is the Prince of Wales, Le Prince de Galles, as they would say in Normandy, the Principality. Now, you've been in court today in here, and I thought you did very well today in court. But why can't you make an arrow à la Montprince of Wales? Why is there not such a procedure?
Well, when I was in Guernsey, they stole my veterinary practice from under our feet. My dear mate, Nick, great mate at university, they took advantage of him. And so I went down on my knees.
I witnessed one of you raised a clamouring Jersey.
Can I explain what that means?
This old fella.
Can I explain what that means? If I can get down, I may not be able to get up.
No.
The Duke of Normandy, at his funeral, was being buried in Caen, in Normandy, and they knocked down a lot of little houses, and one of the aging soldiers objected to the fact that he'd lost his house, and there was not the entourage, what's it called? The corsage? Corsage.
No, was that the thing you wear in your thing?
Je ne comprends pas.
Okay.
C'est une expression française. And he went down on his knees at the grave, and he said, "Aidez mon prince à ma fèvre."
Right. But you'd have to learn to do it in Welsh in this country.
Aidez mon prince à ma fèvre.
On my feet, or
I have been injured. Je suis.
Of course, in Guernsey, you're supposed
to. I've been injured. No, anybody injure you, I'll fucking injure them.
You're supposed to say the Lord's Prayer now in Guernsey.
Yes, but I gave the basic speech that they said, and in order to finish it, I then gave the Lord's Prayer in French, and then I went to the Guernsey authorities and paid the £3, £2.50, I think it was, something like that, to register my Clamor de Arrow.
Clamor de Arrow, that's the word.
What are they going by?
Had a good little supporting group in there today.
Amazing.
I think the judge was impressed.
Yes,
the fact that you had some supporters, the judge was impressed.
No, not impressed, depressed.
Depressed, well, maybe that's
He was decompressed.
it's had an effect on him, I hope. I think so.
Yeah, it does.
He saw you've got supporters out there.
Does it really matter?
Worried about putting his foot in it.
Does it really matter? That QC, that quaintly corrupted. Sorry, QC. I use a different expression.
Fine.
I can't use that. And they had fixed the whole hearing long before I came from Somerset.
Right. But if the judge who we saw today, I mean, you've met him before, so maybe there's the question of bias. Maybe he shouldn't have been hearing your case again.
Of course he shouldn't.
He was hearing your case.
He shouldn't be.
From what he said, he's going to make some orders which could assist you. They could.
Oh, potentially, because he wants to impress the people who read the paperwork that follows on from the hearing.
Yes.
He is not a bit interested. They are on a gravy train, a very multi-million gravy train.
Right.
We're talking £2 million
And a multi-plastic.
on a machine gun case.
Well, your guy here was showing us the paper clippings today about a legal
sake, I
aid
read the
fiddle,
paperwork,
with
yeah.
was huge frauds going on,
Huge.
allegedly of millions of pounds.
It's a love side system.
People in the highest authority in the system. That is what you're up against, isn't it? That's what you're up against. But I think your judge today, he was listening to. He was listening.
He
to
was listening, though. He was. He's stickler for the rules, but he was listening. I like him.
I think that is quite irrelevant, the fact that you think he was listening. They had already agreed what the judgment is. They write it out beforehand. The QC, did I use the correct expression then? Not the one that we can't print.
Nope.
And
Nope.
he was stating exactly what the system is and what we must expose to the general public as to what really goes on.
One of the
in
worrying
the Royal
things,
Courts.
Maurice, he gave you a lot of homework to do. He gave you specific dates.
Oh, Christ.
You've got an incredible amount of paperwork
Let's
to
keep
do.
going.
So you've got to be prepared
But all
to do
they
that.
had to do
I know.
to give disclosure of the evidence that was used in the machine gun case, in the machine gun criminal case trial, all they had to do was to give me the paperwork to which I'm entitled. And the girl at the back there, I think there were about 20 or 30 lawyers from Dolmans, I forget how many, and all she had to do was press the computer twice to send the information to me to save the next 6 months.
You know what they're worried about. If they press button A, they might send you things which they would rather you didn't see. And those they want you to make special application for. Obviously, until you've seen them, unfortunately, you don't know what they are, do you? This is the problem of disclosure, isn't it?
There's nearly 1,000 documents.
Problem of
they
disclosure.
knew that
he had all the disclosure. They've seen
would-
his information, and they were confiscated off him in G4S and the fucking Park Prison. Fucking.
They knew that if I pressed button B, we're talking to ladies and gentlemen with grey hair. There are none in my vision tonight.
He's on a
The truth is being withheld.
Maybe. Well, it has been up to now. You know, until this day, it has been.
Yes.
You've been frustrated at every opportunity.
Yes.
They know how to frustrate you. They've got all the advantages. But today, I thought there was a little glimmer. I thought the guy was saying, look, we can help you. We can help you.
He was playing you to
Maybe he's landed. He's
I've
landed.
been there. I have been there, bought the
I should be
t-shirt.
filleted like a kipper before the night
What do
is
you
out.
call it?
I feel sure.
Don't be
Did I
so.
really?
Do
you want to say a few words?
sense of security. Is it a door? Because
You're a regular.
Today was a hearing that was been postponed for 2 years.
Right, that's
because
right.
Maurice had to do 2 years in prison.
Right.
And this is what.
And when you had the paperwork,
Now
hang
we're
on,
2 years
same
further
on.
forward, Maurice is more educated as to what's gone on, and so everything has gone forward a step,
Right.
but will it go forward a leap? Will he get the documents he's been trying for 10 years, like the medical records, which they will not. They even had them in the prison allegedly, but they wouldn't give them to him. They promised them to him, but they wouldn't give them to him. Giving and promising, two very separate
And I've
things.
seen half of these records.
And then you've got nearly 1,000 documents that Maurice needs to see,
1,000.
which they've refused him.
Which, having seen those, he might want yet more. I mean, it's a huge burden on one guy to have to sift through all
this
this
is
stuff.
what they're banking on.
Of course they are.
To wear him out, he's not
Exactly.
21.
No, exactly.
They
And they just gained another 2 years, postponed everything, and now they postponed it another 4 months. What will happen in 4 months' time? Will they postpone it another 6 months?
That's right.
Will there be a jury trial?
Well,
you know what I mean?
he's looking for settlement of the case to be heard within 6 months. He's looking for. That's what he's saying.
Of which year did he have in mind?
No, he said this year. He did say this year.
No, he said February and June, didn't he?
He said
June.
The
Well,
main
you've got to
case.
come back for another case management, and then they'll prepare the case
By
which he
June.
wants to go on.
By June, I've got the dates here.
Can you keep to that program? That's what he's saying. Can you keep to it?
But the main case,
yeah,
the
within
main
the
case
programme.
where I came to Wales as a veterinary surgeon and for 9 years I suffered over 113 criminal allegations, and I won 89% of those, which came into a civil claim, BS 146159, where they hushed up in the Welsh courts the fact that I had won over 33 criminal prosecutions, and this is purely a follow-on. The machine gun case, 1 CF 1 CF 033561, is just a continuation of the conspiracy.
One aspect which worried me, they mentioned costs. Are you going to get lumbered with a huge bill of costs for this?
Oh,
Well, it
fuck
depends,
it.
doesn't it? Depends.
You're going to get costed what for them?
Right. It's going on to the entire case, isn't it? The cost
They're trying to milk
is
him.
going on to the final case. But who's going to pay that?
I
Whoever wins
am.
You're going to be liable.
My first bill was 10 years ago, which was 800 and something
Right.
thousand pounds for Dolman's legal costs. The second, which was over $1 million costs, a bill, was stopped. This is confidential information I acquired from
But this is
research.
going out to the world, so don't tell me anything the world can't know.
No, bugger that. This stuff's that. I heard that the second bill of the last 10 years is in excess of £1 million.
Well, that's a mere petty cash for a man of your calibre.
Well, of course it
Easy
is.
boy.
I mean, what do I do in my life? Fish.
Trying to defend the dignity of your
prison sentences.
Yeah, prison sentence.
Has anybody suggested yet, if you're successful in these, will you claim costs against them for all these years?
I don't want costs. I do not. I have never asked. I have never asked for costs.
It's not the money, that's the fucking
I want to expose. I want to expose the evil
the corruption.
Welsh judicial system and the police force that has
They've
been
done that.
allowed
Did you get
to.
that message today?
Yeah, they've done that with the Lynette White case, didn't
Right.
they? When they had to let those guys free.
Yes,
the
and-
three.
Right.
They had nothing to do with the murder. You
And
can
I
see
was
how
just
corrupt the
going
police
through, yeah.
are just in that case alone. These are the same police that have done that.
I thought it was amusing
that's
today.
Wales police.
Even the clerks tried to stop me making notes.
Yeah.
The message came back from the judge, there's nothing wrong with making
I
notes.
got to stress a point.
You know.
Haha, you miss the subtlety of
You're not-
that. I took a Welsh judge from Newport Crown Court, just down the road here. I'm now in Cardiff, and I took him to London, RCJ, and the new latest Lord Chief Justice, Burnett QC, said, you win that argument, that we are entitled, my wife, Janet,
Right.
is entitled to take notes from the gallery in a criminal trial.
But the judge is obviously aware of that judgment. He knew it was wrong to stop people taking notes, but the system, the clerk tried to stop me taking notes. It's
Today,
after that's happened.
Well, because they thought I couldn't remember.
Right.
I remember when my family is involved, because they have destroyed my family life.
Right.
Any reputation, a family reputation, as a vegetarian, as a police vegetarian.
So I was favourably impressed. What do you reckon?
I think it was all an act.
Do you think it was an act?
Yeah, I think he was giving something but not giving it at the same time.
Right,
But we'll see.
you never know.
Wait to find out.
I'm gullible, naive and gullible.
Well, hopeful.
Well, so am I.
Right.
But I dare say it's changed.
Okay, Maurice, we shall no doubt be
Right,
back
hang on.
again.